Hello champions and future champions. Hello Chessmood family. GM Gabuzyan is here with you, and we're beginning our daily lesson video. On the board you are seeing position where black is trying to attack on opponent's king. White king is having some good defenders. I offer you to pause the video and think how to continue here as black. Probably you noticed as well that the pawn on c4 is now hanging. Rook c4 is one of the options. But when you are trying to attack on opponent's king and you have some good resources to pressure the king, it's more reasonable to think about that than to capture some pawns. Though sometimes taking the pawns is a reasonable move and you can have it on mind. But the thing is, at the beginning, we can play much better. As I mentioned, we are trying to attack on the king, but the thing is now, white king has very good defender, which is the knight on f3. It's not allowing our rook to go to h4 square and make a pressure, and as well as protecting the h2. This knight is very annoying. And a little flashback. In daily lesson 202, we were talking about a topic of exchanging the defender of a weak pawn. It was a situation when opponent has a weakness, but there is a piece protecting it. We were exchanging the piece and taking the weakness. Same applies to the attack on opponent's king. We can see now that the knight on f3 square is our target, and we are going knight to h4, trying to exchange it. If here white is taking, and after rook h4 playing h3, we have a winning here with rook takes h3, bishop h3 and queen h3 checkmate. This means after knight h4, white cannot be taking. And white has a move like knight to e3, trying to attack our rook on g4 square. Here again, I will offer you to pause the video and think how to continue this as black. Now we are playing knight takes f3. White cannot take on g4 since the queen now is hanging. This means that after knight f3, white has a choice of taking on f3 with a pawn or with a bishop. If bishop takes, we have another very nice continuation. You can pause the video and try to find it. Now we are not going rook to h4 because bishop h5 is hanging. But instead, here we can play queen takes h2 check, king h2 and beautiful rook h4 checkmate. For this reason, after knight f3, white has to take with a pawn, but we're going for same rook h4 move. You already know what happens if white is going to h3, and white's last defensive option is knight to f1. For a moment, seems like white managed to stop our attack. And the last time I offer you to pause the video and think in this position. While we're trying to attack an opponent's king, it's almost always a great idea to bring as many pieces as possible. And here black goes with bishop g5. The idea is that after queen b2, bishop f4 is coming, and now rook h2 checkmate is unstoppable. For this reason, black is winning in this game. Now let's go ahead and see our next position. This time, we're seeing white trying to attack. White is now 2 pawns down, but take a look at black's pieces. All of them are very passive, meanwhile white has very strong pressure on some of black weaknesses. The goal is for you to determine which is the spot we are trying to weaken and as well which one is the defender. You can pause the video and try to think about this. If we pay attention, we can notice that white is trying to get access to this f7 square, but there is an annoying knight on d8. And idea is the following. We are going bishop h4, destroying the defender and getting access to opponent's king. There are several possibilities here. Let's take a look at a few of them. For example, if black here plays g6, white has a very nice mating idea. You can pause the video and try to find it. Now we're going knight to f6 check, And after king e7, playing knight d5 check. Since this is a double check, black cannot be taking any of our pieces. Only move is king to e8, and knight c7 is a beautiful checkmate with a knight and the bishop. If, after bishop h4, black is trying to play pawn to g5, we can be playing knight f6 check, king e7, and take on g5. The thing is now, if black is playing queen takes f4, the same discovered mate idea with knight d5 check is working. And if after bishop takes g5, if black is going pawn takes g5, we take back with the queen. Again, we are threatening to make the same checkmate. On top of this, with this pair of queen and the knight, we are having different kind of discovered threats, and white is winning here again. For this reason, after bishop h4, in the game, black played bishop to b7, trying to get some space for the king in order to run away. So it's happening. Bishop d8, king d8, queen f7. Now we're threatening queen d7, checkmate. And here black plays bishop to c6, creating another defender next to the king. One more time, I offer you to pause the video and think about this. Okay, our topic is remaining the same, to exchange the defender of opponent's king. Now white is playing bishop to f3 and preparing that idea. Here it has happened king to c7 in the game, and we have very nice available resource. One more time, I offer you to pause the video and try to find it. Now white goes knight to g5, beautiful move. The thing is, if your black is taking the knight, we take bishop c6. And after black takes back, white can play queen f3 check, king c7 and take on a8. On top of winning the exchange, opponent's king now is absolutely naked and our queen and rook are nearby. They are going to destroy opponent's king. And as well, after knight g5, if black tries to take on f3, we can play rook d7 check. After king b6, we take knight f3. We're again winning this position because opponent king is very much weakened, advanced, open position. We are having extremely strong pieces nearby, and black is not having any defensive resources or counterplay. The same is happening in the game. After knight g5, black played king to b6, but after bishop takes c6, the position is lost. If black takes on c6 with a pawn, we can take knight e6, threatening queen c7 checkmate. This king is super much weakened, and all of our pieces are participating in attack. We have seen few very nice examples how to continue the attack when opponent is having some defenders nearby. Now let's go ahead to the next position, which will be your homework for this topic. Here is it. This time white is having a space advantage on the king side and is trying to attack on opponent's king. But the defender on g6 is a very annoying one and is covering king from different threats. Your goal is to figure out how to exchange this bishop. You can share your thoughts and ideas in the comments section below. GM Gabuzyan was here with you. Thank you for your subscriptions, likes, and sharing this video with your friends. We appreciate it a lot. See you next time during our next daily lessons.